Nithyanandam Paramashivoham Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vanvadidam Anadasham Tattvamashyadilaksham Egam Nityam Vimalavachalam Sarvadi Shakshibhudam Bhavatidam Janaragidam Sadguram Tam Namami. Yes, Nithyananda everyone, we welcome you all back to today's special introduction to Paramashivoham Level 3 program. Before starting today's segment, a few security measures from the Kailasa national security agencies. Photography, video, and audio recording of any kind is strictly prohibited during all the sessions. Be on mute, be on camera throughout the sessions. Here are the few important cautions before starting today's segment. We welcome all the Kailasa Vasis attending from the Kailasas monasteries, Gurukul, temples, and ashrams and centers around the world. We welcome all the NTV, Kailasa TV, Hinduism Now TV, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram viewers, and all those who are blessed to have an Anadiksha through a video conferencing for joining us for today's Sacred Spiritual Program. Now let us have a brief introduction about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, and is recognized by his predecessors for enlightened masters and adepts. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of form manifestation, yoga, and temple-based university a lifestyle for humanity. Now we'll be looking at the coronations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Before 1981, he is identified as the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva by the spiritual adepts and masters of Hinduism. During 1981, he is initiated into Bala Sannyas and Chaturmasya at the age of 3. 1998, he is coronated as the future Guru Mahasannidhanam, the Pontiff of Thondai Adinam, the oldest monastic university. Moving on to the next year, 1994, he became the successor of Arunachal Sarvanyapitam by Guru Parampara. In 1999, he founded the mission Nithyananda Sangha to revive Kailasa internationally. And the same year, he is also coronated as the successor of Kashi Sarvanyapitam. In 2002, he founded Adi Kailasa Sarvanyapitam, and in 2004, he is declared as the successor of Bhagyanagar Sripura Sarvanyapitam, and also as the incumbent emperor of Suryavamsa Sorangi Samrajyam of Suryavamsa lineage. So moving on to the next year, 2007, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is declared as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Adi Pallava Sarvanyapitam, and also as the Mahamandleshwar of Mahanirvani Akada. Moving on to the next year, 2012, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is coronated as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Madurai Shamalapita Sarvanyapitam, the oldest Hindu papal state and the monastic kingdom. 2013, he is officially coronated as Mahamandaleshwar, the supreme spiritual head of Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order, and he became the youngest Mahamandaleshwar. And the same year, he is also declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of Atalakada, the oldest monastic order in the Hinduism, by Acharya Mahamandaleshwar Shukdevanandaji, the incumbent spiritual head. 2014, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Tanjavur Adinam, Tiruvavur Adinam, Vedaranyam Adinam, and Panchanatikulam. Moving on to the next year, 2015, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharmamukti Surgapuram Adinam, and also as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Adipita Koladamata. He is also elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by the congregation of over 1,000 spiritual leaders and pontiffs. Next, we'll be looking at the global initiatives taken by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasas across the globe. So 28 years of relentless humanitarian services, initiatives including the free vegetarian food, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolution initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies. He's authored 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which is translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Over 20 millions of books, articles sold, read, and downloaded. He's also established the largest Hindu library in the world with over 1 million founding scriptures, 1 million digital books, and he's also revered as the most prolific and most viewed guru in the digital world, read and watched by 1 billion plus followers in the Hinduism. Over 10,000 hours of discourses and over 1 billion views on the social media. He is also respected as a commentator of all sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtravatara Gita, and Jain Sutras. He is also honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded internationally recognized Hindu leader. He is also acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually living influential personalities by Watkins Mind Body magazine. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the supreme fount of Hinduism, and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora are working for a global peace to give the superconscious breakthrough to the humanity. He is also the established of largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campus in 150 countries. He is also the established of 1,000 plus Kailasas enlightened ecosystem. He is also the founder and the reviver of over 100 Sarvanyapitams. With that, we'll be moving on to the next segment where we're going to see the demonstration of the extraordinary powers after a short break. We request each one of you to stay tuned. Nithyanandam.
Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life. But for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life.
Yes, Nithyanandam, welcome back. Now we'll be moving on to the next segment of manifesting extraordinary powers. In the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to manifest 463 plus Shaktis and divine powers through the awakened third eye. Manifesting these powers, Shaktis are described as a system, method, and the science for every human beings to explore the various possibilities and the power and have access to the various states of consciousness. So Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in the Hinduism, the ultimate reality and the cause, which is self-effulgence, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading and changing beyond time, space, and form. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and the Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya or the 5 cosmic acts of Srishti, creation, Shriti, maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Prabhava, pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, liberating grace for all the living entities. So here, Paramashiva is the source of all these external powers. So how we can manifest these Shaktis in our life? Every ultimate truth, jnana, mapped into your consciousness, prajna, manifests as a possibility and the power of every being as a prajna. Today in this segment, the initiated disciples of Supreme Fount of Hinduism will be demonstrating the power of body scanning and sharing with all the experience and the results of extraordinary manifestation of divine power awakened in all of us through the initiation directly from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Those who like to experience the power of body scanning, here on the screen, you can see a QR code is being projected. You can scan and fill the form. We'll pick up one of your questions and we'll demonstrate the power of body scanning for you. So everyone is taking time to fill the forms. Let us go over and understand what is meant by the power of body scanning. In the power of body scanning, one awakens to the ability to scan illness, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, and provide solutions to the awakened third eye. Now let us see how the science of power manifestation of body scanning is authenticated by the evidence of the Hinduism. So first is the Sastra Pramana, the scriptural reference. In Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from subtle to recital cognitive principles of your whole body or of the whole universe simultaneously consist of essential reality. They are being observed in the source cause Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all the thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, the Paradevi, Adi Parashakti herself is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. So next is the Pramana, the experience of Vedic rishis. Therai was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. One day, a man suffering from a severe headache comes to the Agastya for healing. Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a therai, a small type of frog, sitting in a person's brain. Agastya immediately instructs the Theraier, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and he cured of the headache. Thus, he gained the name Theraier. Next, we'll be looking at the Atma Pramana, the account from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which authenticated the power of body scanning. On 22nd December 2019, our beloved Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nithyananda Paramashivam, explained how Swamiji uses the power of body scanning, paraphrasing his word. Only when I had a multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for a surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At the time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I have been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used the diagnostic method instead of the medical facility to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through the power of body scanning, I found out what the problems imbalance happens and where balance has to be done. I used allopathy second opinion to verify my findings. So how we can receive these initiations? As a living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogi status that surpasses all bounds of time, space, and matter. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting these powers, the great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences through initiations. And millions of people have been already initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and they are all experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in their everyday life. You can also very well receive these initiations by directly attending the Paramashivoham level 3 program, which is directly connected by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So more about the program is in the end of the next segment. So now you can take a link where you can register for the Paramashivoham, which is kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. So yes, now with that, we'll be moving on to the actual demonstration of our body scanning. Now, today we're going to have Mr. Samuel, who I'm going to scan the body. So let us come to the space of restful awareness. I'm going to connect in oneness with Paramashiva by chanting the Mahavagya Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, and I'm going to reveal what Swamiji is going to show. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Yes. The biggest fear you're having now is you losing your body weights, and also you start having so much of hair falls. You strongly believe that is by your gene, the heredity, you're following from the father, and you have strong belief on that. So that is why it is keep on happening. Attend the Paramashivoham program and not only get rid of this incompletion. By doing this, you'll be able to come out of all the incompletion, whether it's wealth, health, or all your physical appearance. There's so much of incompletion you carry about, the self-identity you carry, the worst self-identity you carry about. So all this will be cleared by attending the Paramashivoham. While doing that, you can have a healthy and happy lifestyle. So with that, we'll be moving on to the next segment where we're going to see about the Paramashivoham program after a short break. We request each one of you to stay tuned. Nithyanandam.
Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life. But for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life. Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you.
Nithyananda, everyone. So let us understand what is the spiritual growth, how the spiritual growth happens, and who am I as a spiritual being? What is the significance of the spirituality? The Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 61st verse says, Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha ya vashehi ya sandriyani tasya prajna pratishtita. Whether you believe it or not, whether you want to understand it or not, you are a person, an individual soul reflecting pure consciousness. You are an individual soul reflecting the pure consciousness. So next, how does the spiritual growth happen? You're an individual soul reflecting the pure consciousness. How does the spiritual progress happen? Your conscious decision to empower oneness experience is enough for the oneness to blossom in you, the oneness to take over you. It's just declaring your willingness, the conscious willingness. So just your decision to connect and empower the oneness experience makes that oneness experience manifest in you. Is it possible to live a superhuman life in the human body? Does third eye awakening really exist? And can such awakened states be transmitted from master to disciple? The answer is a resounding yes. This is exactly what is happening in the Paramashivoham 3, season 3, right now with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, especially during this special weekend, happening this weekend, now, today. Let us see a short clip to understand more about the leadership consciousness that is part of the initiations in the Paramashivoham 3 weekend, this weekend. Let's hear more from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism about the awakening of leadership consciousness in each one of us. Yes, so let us now hear more about the experiences of the initiated disciples into the Paramashivoham experiences with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. There have been many studies conducted also that have shown the drastic increase in the mitochondrial cell energy through the initiation programs with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and have shown a 1300% increase, which is completely unheard of in modern science today. Whereas gymming or heavy yoga, for example, may create a 30 or 40% increase. The measured levels from the participants in the initiation programs with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism have been seen to reflect a 1300% increase. So let's hear more about what experiences creates in the life of those experiencing these initiations and darshans, and what kind of life shift it creates. So I'd just like to welcome Louis to come and share his experiences of the Paramashivoham initiations with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and what transformation that carries for new life possibility in us. Aya, if you would just unmute yourself and just briefly introduce yourself for everyone, please. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Nithyananda, thank you so much. Thank you, Swamiji. My name is Lotus, Lewis Smith. I'm from Wales in the UK. I've been residing in the States for the last 11 years, of which I found my way to a magical place called Mount Shasta in Northern California. I was there for the last 4 years before recently just coming home these last 4 months, and been back connecting with family and staying with my mother recently.
Mm. And so you actually had a darshan initiation. You had an initiation experience in the Paramashivoham, and it created actually a deep transformation in you. One of these example of this is basically like that, how the creation of just one individual experience, one moment, one individual darshan or initiation from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism can completely transform life, not only one life, but multiple lives, just through one darshan, one initiation experience. So would you share just a little bit about what was your experience actually during this initiation that happened to you, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, this day was extremely blessed and powerful, and the experience I had was like no other that I've ever had. And I had many powerful initiations and experiences leading up to this one with Swamiji. And this one, I was part of the program and was shared from Paramashiva to do 108 Surya Namaskaras. I'd never done that many before, and I did them as fast and as quick as possible. Before then, sitting down and sitting in lotus for the first time in a long time due to something that was going on with my knee. And then sat down after doing the namaskaras intensely, and then going through crazy alchemical kundalini experience. Really hard to kind of put words to it, but the best of which I could describe it was felt like I was just being infused with energy and being cleansed in many different ways, whether that be different cognitions. I felt different things being healed inside my body, and the visualization that I had was, I felt like everything was being squeezed and sucked into the center of my chest, and I just felt like my third eye was just being blasted open. I felt like I was Shiva, and there was just being sprayed out of my head. And following this experience, it got really intense, and it wasn't like lots of others with Swamiji, but after the intensity that I went through, I then dropped into like a peaceful, blissful space where I was kind of really relaxed, and I started settling down. And then immediately as I've started settling down, my mother's come home, and I was really emotional and feeling in the rawest of states at this point, and approached my mother and just expressed how much gratitude I had for her, how much love I have for her, and thanking her for everything that she's done for me my whole life, and thanking her for everything that she's also done for me since I've come home. She was the one who also flew me home and helped with that whole process as well. And we connected in a way that I never connected with her before. So this was a first time experience, really seeing eye to eye with my mother, and kind of just being in a silent space before then asking to put my hand on her heart and connect with her in that way, after just being in this in a super high vibration, super intense energy that was just infused into me. It was always a dream of mine to share that and heal my mother, or do share whatever I've just share it in the most powerful of ways. And that's kind of been a dream of mine for the last 4 years that I've been away in Shasta, encountering different magic and different modalities of healing. So I put my hand on her heart and just seen my mum drop into a really peaceful space, a really quiet space. And as she was dropping deeper and deeper into that peaceful space, the energy started picking up and intensified again until I just brought my hands to center, and we didn't even speak. We just looked at each other in the eye and connected in that silent space, which was a very unique experience. And we really didn't say much, not till 5 minutes later or so, where we were then both really, really hungry, and I hadn't eaten for 3 days up until this point, been fasting, and then we went out and celebrated for some food at a place that's called a carvery, which is like a local cooked dinner where you have like an arrangement of different vegetables. So yeah, that was completely unique and new, and my whole perception lens of how I've seen my mother for the first time after this was kind of really interesting and amazing and beautiful. But also I'd had my eyes closed for so long after having this experience. Her immediately coming back after this and then opening my eyes, it was like, wow. It was like time just stopped and there was no thoughts. There was nothing really to think about.
Yeah. Right. So actually just this one initiation experience, as you mentioned, it created a very powerful Kundalini experience in you, and a deep space of completion, listening, powerfulness. It immediately transformed the way you had always related with and seen your mother. And actually, you're actually sharing earlier that you that even in this experience, several aspects of actually parts of your life were fulfilled, and that you had wanted to connect with your mother and get completion with your mother in a new way. You had wanted to have that kind of spiritual experience yourself, also of the initiations, and that you had wanted to share the initiation's healing, that you had wanted to share that healing with your mother.
Right.
And
right.
So all these things happened in just through one initiation experience. And
right.
created a completely new way of viewing yourself and how you relate to others and your mother and your relationship with your mother, just in like literally one moment.
In one moment. And coming home, I was sharing in Shasta. I was constantly doing body work and healing with many with what I possessed at that time, but my intentions was to come home, and I thought I was going to be nonstop, sharing that love and energy in that way. But it never really kind of played out like that. I feel like we were going through other healing. We were going through completion together. And in this one moment, it kind of all, I kind of could see why we kind of hadn't connected the way I thought it was going to go. And then in a blink of an eye, it was just magical. It really was just magical. And it just felt so amazing to share that powerfulness. I just felt extremely powerful and felt so received and seen by my mother. And also felt for the first time that I'd really dropped into a different place than I'd ever experienced, where I was truly listening to what she had to say. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So literally experiencing yourself as a conscious being, and because of that deep experience of yourself, seeing your mother in a completely different way, like you had never seen before.
Right.
And so what else can you share about the various aspects of how the initiation during the Paramashivoham with the Supreme Pandava of Hinduism, how that kind of initiation, what other kind of impacts does it have of really creating a new way of existing, really?
So in all areas of my life, I feel like more opportunities as far as wealth and business opportunities have now kind of just flying through. I feel my energy increase, my output. What I'm doing every single day is just feeling charged and I'm operating at a higher frequency, but also taking lots of time to unclutch, and life just feels a lot different to how it ever was, and feeling extremely powerful, and yeah, the sleeping a whole lot less. I think I had a deep-rooted problem with a deep-rooted issue with sleeping. I always thought I had to sleep or I'd be groggy throughout the day, but now I'm just sleeping less and less and sleeping a couple of hours, and also fasting a lot. Haven't really been eating a lot during the day, and just noticing that, reflecting through my relationships and my conversations. I was in 3 months of silence in Shasta before coming home. So I went from complete silence then to kind of talking a lot. But in talking a lot, the conversations are different to what it's ever been. It's not just me sharing everything. I'm having beautiful conversations with many over the phone where I'm feeling true oneness and connecting on really deep levels where I'm actually getting to know them deeper than I ever have. And I feel like that also with my family on all levels, although, conversations with family are a lot different than with my friends from Mount Shasta and other people I've connected with in the States. Experiencing heightened levels of energy and no filters in which and how I talk, but then also dropping into a space where I just love listening. I could just listen for so long and really feel like I'm being received and receiving. So in my relationships, it's been amazing, and connecting with meditations with many has been magical, and many are calling me back because they're also enjoying these experiences, and it's been really blissful. Other areas of my life, my health is been the best it's ever been. Feel like I've gone through insane detoxing, and just feeling extremely strong, but I'm smaller than I've ever been, really, but I feel stronger than I've ever been also. So
Yeah, tremendous. Excellent. So this is really a good indication of the superconscious mutation, because just a single initiation darshan experience of that space creating in us, because it happens at the source, literally raises and can transform every single aspect of our life. And because we are experiencing our life and others in our life, it changes others, how we experience others. It changes other people. So just a tremendous sharing, actually. So thank you so much for joining us today, Aya, and sharing your experiences. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Nithyananda, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nithyananda. So let us take a look now at the weekend event that's happening globally and is available to everyone. So Kailasa's Family and Friends Union is happening today and tomorrow. And so everyone is welcome to actually join this experience today. And just by visiting the link at paramashivoham.org. So everyone is heartily invited to attend this Paramashivoham level 3 darshan and initiation. So just one single initiation darshan experience, we just heard firsthand what kind of impact this can have in your life. One single unexpected, where you don't have to do anything except be open to the highest possibility for you. So this is happening now. So you can involve yourself, friends and family, by going to paramashivoham.org and entering your intention to raise yourself and have this experience today, right now. So today is the first day of this special weekend Kailasa's Family and Friends Union. So today is the initiation into Vaikunta and the mindset of abundance. So abundance, wealth, means not just the currency or the money, but any areas where we're feeling weak or powerlessness is a lack of abundance. So is a lack of wealth. And so those are not just the currency and money, but health, relationships, your confidence, your work life, your neighborhood, your cognitions you have, any area of your life where you are feeling anything other than the highest cognition for you, or any weakness or powerlessness, is a poverty consciousness. So this darshan initiation experience is happening today, as well as initiation into the samadhi experience with the special sessions from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. And tomorrow, the initiations is into Sri Puram and the divine feminine consciousness. So with the darshan and initiation into manifesting multiple shaktis, as well as today, and again, the experience of samadhi with special sessions from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So as we saw from Bhagavad Gita, you are an individual consciousness reflecting the pure consciousness. And how do you strengthen the oneness experience in you? By deciding to empower it. That's all, just a decision. So take your jump for yourself, your friends and family, your loved ones, the opportunity to transform experience of every aspect of your life, just in a single day, in a single moment, in a single experience, as we just heard right now in the Sakshi Pramana experience from Lewis, sharing his initiation, darshan, transformation experience in so many different aspects of his life. So once again, paramashivoham.org is your link. You can also type a message in whatever social media platform you're on right now and receive Swamiji's spiritual blessing immediately for whatever your intention or request is. So with this, let us prepare to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the Alive Satsang. You can just connect with whatever intention you'd like to manifest, visualize it has already become a reality, or just connect with a deep feeling, the deep sense of connection with that intention, or just a deep sense of gratitude for anything in your life or anything you'd like to manifest. And with this, we'll begin chanting Mahavakya. So please close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breathing. Breathe as slowly and deeply as you can. Connect deeply with the intention you like to manifest and start chanting Mahavakya intensely. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Continue chanting Mahavakya intensely. Connect with the intention you like to manifest. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.